And friends, I promised you that we'd be talking to Embrace Alabama kids, and that's what we're going to do now. I invite Rebecca Morris forward.
Bishop Wallace Paget, Cabinet, Clergy, Laity, and North Alabama Conference. I so appreciate the opportunity to share the good news of how Christ is working in our ministry. And the Children's Home is alive and well and sharing Jesus every day. As you will recall, several years ago, we made the difficult but very necessary decision to change our name, first in Florida to Embrace Florida Kids, and 1 year later in Alabama to Embrace Alabama Kids. We know from Scripture that when God gives someone a new name, it seems to coincide with something truly transformational taking place. And I hope that you will see that evidence today. If you could change the slide, please. You can pass our mission too, because I think most of y'all know that. The end of 2022 marked the end of a 3-year post-rebrand period for our ministry. And it has been incredibly validating to see how our ministry has grown and how the people called Methodist have responded to the change. In simplest terms, we have seen a 47% increase in total financial support for our ministry when compared to the 3-year pre-brand period. But what I really want to talk about today is how we are using what God has provided through our supporting churches and donors to further our mission. If you could change the slide. Last year, our ministry served just under 1,600 individuals through the various services and programs we provided. Most of those we served through foster care in our group homes, and they're with us for months, if not years. The support you also provided allowed Mary Ellen's Hearth to become part of our ministry, and it's a wonderful ministry to homeless mothers and their children, and a very proud affiliation with the United Methodist for over 100 years. The second leading cause of children entering foster care behind abuse and neglect is family homelessness. And in the fall of 2019, we began the conversation with Mary Ellen's Hearth about coming into our network. And growing the reach of our ministry through mergers and acquisitions is a key part of our strategic plan moving forward. Mary Ellen's Hearth is thriving in this crucial ministry in our overall mission to provide homes, healing, and hope. If you'll change the slide, please. Foster care has been a part of our ministry since the late 1950s. According to our archives, we began recruiting foster families to care for children in their homes because we ran out of room on the Selma campus. As such, our ministry was at the forefront of establishing family foster care as an important component of the child welfare system in Alabama. And today we offer 4 different types of foster care: traditional foster care for neglected and abused children, therapeutic foster care for those that exhibit special needs, foster care for medically fragile and complex children, and foster care for sibling groups that want to stay together. And then hours down the road, we have our new baby's first home. That was dedicated to the glory of God over a year ago. This state-of-the-art 10,000 square foot home stands as a testament to your generosity. Through this home, we were able to double our capacity to 10 teen mothers and their children, so a total of 22 individuals can live there. We provide teen mothers who have experienced neglect, abuse, and abandonment with stability that leads to growth in emotional, spiritual, and social intelligence. Currently, Babies First is the only program of its kind in the state of Alabama, and the stories of resilience and hope are inspiring. But our most far-reaching ministry these days is family preservation, where we offer Christ every day in their homes who are on the brink of dissolution. We work very hard with these families to keep their children out of foster care. The ministry is dependent on some of our bravest souls, I know personally, our family preservation workers who go into the homes of these families on a regular basis and help them meet concrete goals and grow spiritually and emotionally, keeping the family together and the children out of the foster care system. Here's one example that I'd like to share, and it's about Sam and his 2 children. And they were virtual prisoners of their own home. Both kids had special needs, and the youngest son's behavior issues were so severe they could not go out in public. The single father felt hopeless. However, once he met Embrace Alabama Kids staff, everything changed for the better. Their life is still hard, but it's so much better than it was. Sam's story is a testament to the positive impact Embrace Alabama Kids has made for hundreds of at-risk families. It empowers parents to provide safe, loving homes through intensive support, referrals for community resources, parenting classes, and many other tools. And for Sam, it was an uphill battle. His youngest son, Wiley, faced many challenges. At 4, he was nonverbal and still in diapers. He had violent outbursts, threw food, destroyed things, bit people, ran from his father at every turn. He clearly had development issues, but there was no diagnosis. His pediatrician never even recommended he get tested. He had completely fallen through the cracks. Our staff helped Sam find a new pediatrician, and Wiley was diagnosed with autism and sensory processing disorder. To help Sam cope better, our staff provided him with a variety of sensory equipment, and it has resulted in a much calmer child. We have worked with the family for over 18 months and arranged for Sam and his family to connect with a variety of resources in their community. He now attends school where he receives therapy and other services. Family preservation is an extremely important ministry. If a child enters the foster care system, there is a 50% chance they will grow up there. And not all foster placements are as full as love as the ones you help us provide. When I first came on board with our children's home, you can flip to the next slide, our chaplain, Lana Lynn Higgs, told us something one of our young people said to her, and it changed us forever. She said, "No one ever asks a foster kid what they want to be when they grow up." Hearing that convicted us to do a better job of asking that question to our young people. Our residential hire programs has been one of the biggest game changers for our ministry I have witnessed in my 11 years. It came into being over 10 years ago, and it continues to grow. Our program began humbly in existing group homes in Tuscaloosa and Florence. Our goal was to give new hope to a population of youth of which only 20% attempt college, and beyond that, only 5% graduate. We wanted to see if year-round academic, spiritual, and live-in support could make a difference. It has. We are now graduating youth in this population at rates that exceed the general student population. Research on our program has been published in the Journal of Child Welfare, and the program will be expanding in 2023. Next slide, please. Just a little bit down the road in Florence, Alabama, we are in the final stages of planning for construction of a new home on the campus of University of North Alabama. This new home will double our capacity to serve youth in this location and also give us the ability to serve both male and females in the same location. We hope to continue expanding this program in partnership with other higher education institutions in the future. Once the new Florence home is completed, all these initiatives will constitute over $6 million in capital projects and new programmatic initiatives in the last 4 years. And I'm proud for all of you to be able to say that this has been accomplished with very little long-term debt. And I tell you this so that you know when you give to our ministry, we are not burying your gifts in the ground. We are using them to change the lives and make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. Next slide, please. I want to close by telling you a story of a call we received a little over a year ago. It was from a young man who knew a thing or two about grace, and he was calling to thank all of us at Embrace Alabama Kids. Joey graduated from the University of Alabama through a residential higher education program. He was eligible for our program because he entered foster care at 5 weeks of age and remained in foster care until he was adopted at 4. He was abandoned on the side of the road in a car seat, born drug addicted, and was fighting for his life the moment he entered care. His amazing adoptive parents, who have adopted a total of 14 children and fostered over 100, never wavered in the face of the monumental medical challenges. They raised an amazing young man, a Christian leader who excelled at track and field and his academics in Coleman. When we met Joey through the Bryant Jordan Scholarship Program, one of our finest partners in finding young people who can benefit from our higher education homes. He impressed us as one of the most polite, respectful, determined young people. He was also in great need of our help, and as you can imagine with him having 13 adopted siblings. But his parents also wanted him to live in a Christian environment at college. He was accepted in our program where he lived for 4 years. He made a decision to join the Army after graduation. He's currently stationed at Fort Carson in Colorado. But back to the phone call, Joey didn't call to ask for anything. He simply called out of the blue to say thank you. He called to say thank you for all the support, love, and structure he received in college. The academic support for sure, but more importantly, the spiritual support that kept him grounded in his faith while in college. Joey, like a lot of young people we serve, has come to realize that he's got something to give back to the world. He is called to a life of service. And we instill that in our young people through initiatives like our annual mission trip and local service projects that you help support. There are hundreds of thousands of children every day away in a manger, no crib for a bed. And they are all depending on the church to be who we are supposed to be. God bless.
Thank you, Rebecca.